Okay. Hello, good evening, everyone. Now I am sharing my screen, so I don't know who
No,
is
you're
on the
okay. Your
chat.
screen, your screen is showing.
Okay, my screen is showing, but that means I can't see anyone. So if you have any questions, you can leave in the comment or ask me, and I will answer you here. So maybe it's better this way, so I don't see anyone. I can concentrate on deliver this presentation. And first of all, thank you so much for everyone joining me tonight and spend quality time with me here. And today I'm going to talk about my journey to qualification as associateship. I was really over the moon when I got this. And it took me a long time to prepare this panel. And there are so many details I want to share with you and some secrets. And yeah, so let's get on with this. So the first thing is the Semen of Intent. So there are total 23 photo shoots, and it was spread out in 6 years. And there are 23 different models from different countries in Europe, and they all have different skin tones. And each model was given the same instructions and was given the same shirt, the black shirt. And I want them to portray themselves as seeing themselves as worried, anxious, stressed, like all this kind of negativity in their thoughts. And I want them to show me with their body languages and their expressions. And because every one of them are called, they will have different type of expression bring to the table, and that's something I was really, really intrigued by it. And so that's the statement of intent, and that idea was formed before I have the photo shoot. So I already know what I want to create before anything starts yet. Okay, so the next one. So why do I want to do it, and how I did it, and what I do it again. So this is the presentation's about. Okay, so why I want to do it. First question. This series was created because I want to create a series of panel, the image that will show deep emotions. And I was looking for so many different type of expressions and different type of images that would like deliver this message. And I would look for a long time until I saw this photo. It's Kate Blanchett, and photographed by Gary Harry. And this is the image that inspired the whole series. I work around this theme. I love Kate Blanchett's work. She is so expressive. And I was really amazed by this image with an emotion that permeates through this image. And so I get curious about it. I think, what was the conversation between the model and the photographer to create this such deep emotion? So I asked myself what I would do it. And this is not one of the cases that Kate will walk into the studio and say, hey, Gary, I know I have a good idea. Let me just post like this, and this will be an inspirational image for other photographer. I'm sure it's not done like this. There was some conversation going on and storytelling to evolve this emotion. And that's how I did it with the models. And basically, you see this static image, but this is not. There's motion in it. I can see the hands were moving, the hair were moving, her expression would change. This was taken in a short time, like a click. It was done. And in between, there are so many movements. And that's how I did it as well. I instruct the model to tell them, you just keep moving with your hands and your head, your expressions, and I will just take the shots. So there were movements, always movements. There were there's no like stop there and I'll take this. No, it's always movement. So there are 23 photo shoots. And it's spreading in 6 years, and people drag so long because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. The emotional concept about this series was very clear, but I didn't know exactly how to present it. And later on, then I take a lot of shot and my skills improved, and I have better knowledge about photography, the portrait, and how it works, how to translate the images, the story. Then it was easier, much easier to deliver this. So 23 photo shoot is more than 1,800 images. And the first stage of culling was easy because I basically just taking out the images that I don't like, I don't want, some just like missed and or flash didn't flash. So first round was easy, and I got down to about 800, I think. And that's the final result. 20 image from 1,800 to 20. That's a journey, really. So I will share with you about the panel layout with you later on. I will tell you why I arranged the images like this. So question is, how did I find the models? This was not easy because if you see this image, a lot of models, you might recognize them. There might be, you've seen them on Pink Magazine or Malta Fashion Week. They were agency models. So they are not easy to, I invite a lot of them, but not everyone say yes. And so I was thinking like, how do I get them? How do I get them? Because I know what I want from models. I want models with experience. So they know how to work with camera better, and also they can deliver the emotions I want from them easier. So that's the aim. I want models with experience. And so how do I get them? I basically just propose to them, I know models, they need to update their portfolios for time to time, right? So I say to them, would you collaborate with me about this project, and we can also shoot something for your portfolio. And once I get one, then later on it's easier because people start to see their friends, see their work, and I will ask them, do you have friends who will be interested to participate, to collaborate? And soon there will be like one after the other, and I can photograph them. And I think it's very important for this project, what was able to do it because I did like a win-win situation, they get something, not just for me, because my project, you can see the images like this. For them, it's not kind of model portfolio they're looking for. This is for me only. So it's important that I also create something for them, so they're happy to work with me. Otherwise, it will cost me. Okay, so that's the models. So the lighting setup. My lighting setup is very simple. Everyone is the same. I might change a little bit according to their hair color. Sometimes their hair color, if it's dark, I will change it to a lighter backdrop, or I bring more light to the backdrop. So you can see there are 3 panels. They are jablos. I paint them in black. So I basically just place the models in the box, in the black box, and the light source is just from the left. It's just big soft box. That's all. Yeah, 2 meters. And so everyone is the same position, and they sit in the same place, and they were just doing the movements for me. And that's how I did all this project. And this is the retouching and editing process. I just want to show you before and afters.
Amanda, just a second. Amanda, yeah. It's Kevin. Switch off your camera because okay. I think your bandwidth is not. It's the mic is sometimes going slightly off for a few seconds. It might be bandwidth.
Okay, right?
So just switch off your camera, but.
Okay, hang on.
It should get it okay. Your camera, not your presentation. Huh?
Okay, let me just switch this off first because I need to go to my preference. If I do this one, what is?
It's cutting off. No, it's cutting off.
So I just switch off. Okay.
Just switch off your camera only.
Okay.
Naturally.
Okay. This one.
That one. Yeah. That's the one. Just switch it off.
Okay.
Then we see your photo only.
All right. So
now go back to your
I
presentation.
just bring back the screen. So where was I? Hang on. So this one.
There you are.
Right, you can see the screen.
Yes, yes. Should be steadier now.
All right. Sorry about that.
Don't worry.
I just carry on here.
Yeah, you were here, correct.
So this is before and after. I want to show you how it looks like. So there's not much I change here. Basically, it's everything done in camera. I did a little bit like smooth the skin and bring some highlight to the face, and I reduce the light on the palm because naturally our palm is brighter. It's catch the light easier as well. So it might be distracting for people, so I darken it down. So that just before and after. It's not much change. And this one I did some also smooth the skin a little bit, and also I bring some contrast and color correction, color toning. That's what I did basically, but I did it in a subtle way, very detailed as well. So it actually took me quite a bit of time just to make it really, really good, really perfect. This is just another one. So you can see there's not much change apart from like color toning. So this is another one. I did a little bit more retouching with this one. Apart from the skin smooth and also color toning, I did fill up this one because some people told me they feel this could be distracting. And also there's a little finger here. They find it distracting, so I also cloned it out as well. Apart from these, there's not much change. Okay, so this is a trick I did with this panel. I actually flipped the image. I will tell you why I flipped it. And some images you have to be very careful. Once you flip it, it doesn't look good. And this is because the panel arrangement I wanted, so I have to flip the image. So I'll explain a little bit more later. So getting feedbacks. This can be a bit tricky sometimes, but I think it's really, really good and very important to get feedbacks from people. And you obviously you ask for people that you trust and people with it. And yeah, so I asked quite a lot of people. I asked Charles as well. He gave me some really good feedbacks, and also some of my friends, they also gave me feedbacks, and that helped me to sort of just improve the overall look, and also take out some flaws that something I don't see. There's a lot of things like you'll find out, like a lot of people see, you don't see. And so it's really, really good if you can get some advice. Yeah, but you don't have to take everything. That's another thing. If you know what you're doing, you have very clear sense of what you want to keep and want to leave out, then you have to keep original true to yourself. And I did find there's one thing people often mentioned is about the skin tone. If I didn't have the statement of intent, people wouldn't understand. There are so many variations of skin tones, and that doesn't look so good. But that was the intention. I want them to have different skin tones. So that's a very important thing to describe, to write out. Okay, so the next one. Yeah, that's the thing. There's never enough image to select from, even 1800. So they were actually reshoots, and yeah, when you shoot more than you need. That's the biggest advice I would give. You know, if you start shooting, just shoot more than you need. So when I narrowed down to 50 images, actually, that was still tough because I start printing them out in the A4 paper, trying to arrange them to see what's the best arrangement. Because the panel work is like this. It's not, it has to look good individually. And also 20 of them together is very important. And that is really, really difficult to have them all look good, uniform, and look like a panel. That's quite tricky. So it took me a long time. I was printing out like small ones, like 200 images first started. And then this is 50. And I start arranging them on the floor. That's how it looks like. Okay. So test print. When the test print, this is another difficult thing to do because I don't really have a lot of knowledge about printing. I give it to my photo lab, iLab. They do fantastic job for me. So when I told them I'm going to do this panel, they are already start to prepare this for me. They would tell me my work. They said I send them my work, so they roughly know like what type of paper would suit me the best. So I was given 3 different choices, and it was very easy. If it's down to 3, I know I don't want texture, I don't want off-white, I want matte paper. So you get to know when you see the images, and then you have like you get an idea which paper to use. And it's very, very good if you work with the good photo lab. They give you good suggestions, and that would really save a lot of time and work. Okay, so you see the corner here, I gave €2 here because I want to know how big are the prints. Okay, so this is the presenting the panel. So you can see I chose the white mount for the photos because they look elegant and simple for me, and they sort of they're not distracting. So that was my choice, and everyone's different. If you have different type of work, you might have to experiment different type of mount and different type of printing as well. Yeah, you can experiment. This is a lot you can experiment. So this is the final layout. Let's have a look at this again. So I'm going to explain why the arrangement is like this. So you can see on the edges, they are dark. I mean backgrounds, they are dark, and the light in the center. So I create a vignetting look, leading the eyes. So the people will come from the dark side, go to the light center, or from the center, spread out to the dark. That's how I arranged it. And that's the first thing I did, was just arranging the light and dark, different type of background. And next one is where the models are facing. And that was tricky because I only have I don't have like a lot of variation. Most of them, they were facing left. When I was thinking about how I'm going to presenting this panel, I was actually thinking about everyone facing left. And then when I saw this photo, let me show you. This one. So basically, most of them facing left. And that looks like Egyptian painting for me. It's kind of boring. So then I decided I want everyone facing the center. And that's more pleasing. And that result is I have to flip a few images. For example, if you see the lighting is from the right, that means I flipped it. Like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So it's 5 images. I flip them. And it works out all right. It actually looks quite good together. Everybody was facing center. Very pleasing. I was very happy about it. So judging. The judging process is quite nerve-wracking, I must say. It was I was very, very nervous, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? If it fails, I'll be crying, blah, blah, blah. But it's an experience, like you're seeing your work to be judged, and that is some experience everyone, I think, in need. It gives you, how do I say, you put yourself out there, you were brave. And that's the main thing. That's all everything's about. Because you can always do it again. But it's very important you put yourself out there, presenting your work. Okay. So the fun part of the project, I think, is getting the idea. I was really, really excited about the idea. I think it's a fantastic idea at the beginning. And I start work with models, and it was really fun because I love photo shoots. So that was the fun part of the project. The challenges of the project is that because it took me years, so when you leave things for so long, you sort of like the fire, the passion sort of diminished a bit. And it was difficult to pick up again. So next time, if I do it, I won't drag it this long. That's the thing. And challenging. Also, printing was challenging. I had like several test prints. I wasn't happy about them. I was particularly about, you can see the image I have is very contrasty. The brightness and the darkness, they are very contrast. So for me, when I see the prints, the dark area, the details are gone. It doesn't work for me. You have to have details. And the same with the highlights on her face. There must be details. If they are blown out, it doesn't work, and I have to retouch again and send them out for printing again. So that's two key points I was looking. Also the tone as well. Some tone come a little bit more bluish tone, and that's not why I intended to have. Then I have to correct it and have to send for printing again. So it was back and forth a lot. So do give yourself a lot of time to prepare for the printing as well. I would say at least 6 weeks. Okay, so that's the challenge. So the last question is, will I do it again? Because the growth actually I had over the years I was preparing this project with this panel, I learned so much in many, many different ways. And I see myself have gone to another level, which is I always wanted to be. So, of course, I would do it again. And I would encourage everyone, if you haven't done your panels, do it. Yes, it's fun, it's challenging, and you will grow.